If you are trying to find clarity of where you are supposed to head in life, in career, in profession, you are still trying to figure out what your purpose here on earth is, and you are praying to God and asking Him questions like, what do you want me to do? What direction do you want me to go? I'm here to tell you that just the fact that you are asking those questions alone means that you are on the right track, because it's only the person that wants clarity that asks questions. One thing that I would like to share with you is that clarity comes by movement, and I'm going to share my journey with you so that it gives you some clarity. Over the course of my life, I have only been drawn to one thing. I didn't know that that had anything connected to what I was supposed to do in life, but eventually, this is where we are. I have a Iwaji company, and over the course of my life, fashion has been the center. I remember I was just 7 years old when I was drawn to a certain item I had seen. It was a woven crochet item that I've seen in the house. And it fascinated me so much. And it just birthed something within me at such a tender age. Growing up, my eyes were just drawn to art. My eyes were drawn to fashion. I just loved everything about fashion. I remember at that time I'll come from school, and as soon as I get back from school, they were showing, I think at that time, America's Next Top Model, and I will sit and just watch America's Next Top Model over and over again. Now, when it came to me designing an outfit, or I have to take a material to the seamstress to make an outfit for me, instead of letting the seamstress pick out a style for me, what I will do is I will pick out my own style. I will sketch it, show it to the seamstress, and ask them that this is exactly what I want you to do for me. If you told me at that time that I will own my own fashion brand, I would not have believed you. I had a different career path. And so I went into the university and I was asked to be a model. I entered into the modeling world with one goal again. I said I wanted to have my own fashion brand at some time, and I wanted to just know the ins and outs of working with designers up close. Now, if we rewind back, I went to St. Louis Senior High School, and in St. Louis, I studied general arts. So, in studying general arts, it had nothing to do with arts and it had nothing to do with fashion. But because I loved art so much, I chose GKA instead of French. Now, choosing GKA, when it came to us choosing courses in the university, I decided to choose IRAE, Integrated Rural Arts. I actually wanted a fashion course, but as a general art student, I didn't know anything about what courses were linked to fashion or art. So a friend who was a science student at that time helped me with my selection, and I selected URI. When I eventually went to uni, I realized that it had nothing connected to fashion. I asked the HOD at the time, and he said, "Oh, it's not very different. I can just do anything that I want." Well, I shouldn't have listened to him. But, anyways, God had his own purpose for what he calls us to do. I stayed in that program for 4 years, and it was one of the most intense programs of my life. I didn't want to do anything. I hated the course. At some point, I didn't want to even go to class. Honestly, I didn't even do my graduation. Like, I did everything, but by the time I was done, I was so exhausted. Do you know what happened? During that course, I majored in fiber and fabrics. And fiber and fabrics had something that we had to learn. And that was macrame, the macrame technique where you weave a bag or anything like with your hands. It's just like crochet, but this one, you don't use a pin to weave. You weave the item with your hands. And mind you, most of the assignments, I didn't even do it. But this particular assignment, during the third year, I submitted my practical work, and it was a neck piece that I had made, and maybe I'll show you on the screen. After I did the neck piece, I showed it to my lecturer. Another story concerning that, maybe we'll talk about it later. This item became the item that started my fashion brand. How it started a fashion brand is such an interesting story. Once someone saw it because I had posted the assignments on social media, I had not even started a fashion brand. I was just showing the work that I've done. And the person liked it. They bought a sample without even me knowing that they were buying a sample. I sent it to them only for them to come back to me years later that they've been looking for me and they want to get more for their store in California. Did I know that by me getting into that course, it was going to result in that? No. When I was young, what did I have any idea that I was going to start my own fashion brand? No. Did I think that the route was going to go through modeling, go through me starting a fashion brand? No. When I finished university, what happened? I traveled to Accra to go and work in a concept store. It was in the concept store, and when my period of employment ended there, that I started my fashion brand. Now I am here as a fashion brand owner. Not only that, I have also started a creative agency because when I came into the fashion industry, there were a few things that I needed help with in terms of like the business side of running a creative business, what I'm supposed to do, which way I'm supposed to go, fabric sourcing. That I believe that if I had found someone to help me, it would have been way easier, honestly. But I didn't get anyone to help me. So by me realizing that it birthed a new passion within me, that I decided to start a creative agency that lets people understand the hidden things that we overlook as creatives and, you know, stalls us from being able to propel our business or scale our business the way we are supposed to. This conversation that I'm sharing with you is not only to share and tell you how my business have evolved. I mean, God has been amazing. He had been amazing. I cannot tell you. Most of the direction that we have taken, if I tell you that I knew I had any idea was going to take this trajectory, I would be lying to you. God has been amazing. But the core message here is that if you look at how my life started from and how it has progressed, one thing has been common in all of this, and that is what? Fashion and creativity. Fashion and creativity. Fashion and creativity. If you had asked me during my time in uni that what is your purpose? What do you want to do? I would have told you, I don't know. I would probably have given you an answer that had nothing linked to fashion. But when I look back now, everything that I have done in the course of my life has so been linked to fashion. And where I am now, when I started my brand Kayadia, initially I thought it was just me starting a fashion brand. But as I sit here, I have realized that it is more than that. It has become more than just making beautiful clothes. It has become more about the community and the people that I'm serving. It has become more about the things that I've learned that has now become a solution that I'm presenting to people through my creative agency, TMP Foundry. I would not for once have thought that this life was going to pan out like this. But God had a purpose. God knew what He was doing all along. So, again, if you are here and you are praying to God, asking for direction, one thing I'll tell you is to keep praying to God and stay in His presence. Because as long as you pray to God and you stay in His presence, for sure, 100%, I'm telling you, you will not miss it. Yeah, you will not miss it. You will not walk off the wrong path. Your steps will continuously be guided. If you are here and you are asking the same question and you are confused and you don't know what to do, I will tell you to keep moving. Whatever that is in your hands now, keep doing it. Do not stop. The God that we work with is a God of mysterious ways. We do not understand the way that he does his things and the directions that he takes us through. We don't understand the people that comes into our lives and goes. We don't understand the rooms that he takes us into and takes us out. We don't understand why he can just give us a straight path, but sometimes the path has to be crooked. He is so amazing and so diligent and detailed in the story that he tells and shares with our lives. So I would advise you to keep moving. I would advise you to keep praying. I would advise you to keep staying in his presence. And I would advise you that whatever he has given to you now, you learn and manage it well. Because it's only a good steward that can handle the small things that God will trust with bigger things. Don't be too worried about where your path is going. Don't be too worried about whether time is running out. The time that we have for ourselves is not the time that God has for us, and the future or the purpose or the assignment that he has for us. All that he needs us to do is to be diligent with whatever that he has placed in our lives now. I believe that if not anything, I've been able to give you some clarity and help you know that you will not miss in life. You will not be distracted in life. You will not be left behind. You are right on time. If you keep staying in the presence of God and you move, your path and the vision that God has for your life will continuously unfold and be clearer. I hope I've been able to help you to gain some clarity and know that you are on the right course, even though it doesn't seem like it. Well, this is my YouTube channel, and this is my first YouTube. I may be sharing more. I may be sharing more. And if you love this video, you can stay, share with your friends, share with your family, and like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.